Hello everybody, Kemo Sabi here, coming at you with another video. So this one's off of Organic Consumers webpage. I read it by Baum, Hedlund Law, published on August 10th, 2018, with the topic of Monsanto to pay $289.2 million in landmark Roundup lawsuit verdict. A San Francisco jury returned a verdict today in the case of a former groundskeeper with terminal cancer against Monsanto Company, also now known as Bayer. If you didn't hear about the merge, Bayer and Monsanto merged, ordering the agrochemical giant to pay $39.2 million in compensatory damages and $250 million in punitive damages for failing to warn consumers that exposure to Roundup weed killer causes cancer. Dwayne Lee Johnson filed a lawsuit case number CGC 16-550-128 against St. Louis-based Monsanto Co. on January 28, 2016, alleging exposure to the Roundup herbicide he sprayed while working as a groundskeeper for the Benedictia Unified School District caused him to develop a non-Hodgkin lymphoma, NHL. On June 18, 2018, his case was assigned to the judge Suzanne Ramos Balanos for the Superior Court of San Francisco, California. Johnson's case was the first of its kind to proceed to trial due to his terminal diagnosis. After 8 weeks of trial proceedings, the jury found unanimously that Monsanto's glyphosate-based Roundup weed killer caused Mr. Johnson to develop NHL, and that Monsanto failed to warn of this severe health hazard. Importantly, the jury also found that Monsanto acted with malice, oppression, or fraud and should be punished for its conduct. Monsanto Co. continues to refuse to warn consumers of the dangers of its multi-billion-dollar product Roundup. Despite the world's foremost authority on cancer, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, listing glyphosate as a probable carcinogen in 2015. Lee Johnson is one or more than 4,000 people from across the country to file lawsuits against Monsanto in state and federal courts based on allegations linking Roundup to cancer. He was represented at trial by Brent Wesner of Baum, Hedlund, Arce and Goldman, and David Dickens of the Miller firm, and Mark Burton and Audit and Partners LLP. Co-lead trial counsel Brent Wesner said today's verdict was a result of the newly revealed confidential company documents. We were finally able to show the jury the secret internal Monsanto documents proving that Monsanto has known for decades that glyphosate, specifically Roundup, could cause cancer, Wesner said. Despite the Environmental Protection Agency's failure to require labeling, we are proud that an independent jury followed the evidence and used its voice to send a message to Monsanto that its years of deception regarding Roundup is over and that they should put consumer safety first over profits. For years, Monsanto has claimed that there is no evidence that Roundup causes cancer, yet a mountain of testimony and documents was admitted during the trial. Johnson's attorneys proved, through testimony from Monsanto witnesses, that company employees ghost wrote scientific articles and paid outside scientists to publish the articles in their name. Internal documents revealed that a scientific advisor hired by Monsanto told the company that past testing for Roundup was insufficient because glyphosate, the active ingredient Roundup, was tested in isolation without the other chemical ingredients that make up the Roundup formulation. Many of these confidential Monsanto documents were unsealed for the first time. Co-lead counsel David Dickens said, "They show that Monsanto knew that its testing was insufficient and that there was a synergistic effect, that glyphosate is combined with surfactants which help glyphosate penetrate both plant and animal cell walls." In other now public documents, Monsanto employees reacted to California's EPA's listing of glyphosate as a carcinogen by calling Californians liberals and morons, overwhelming Monsanto like a zombie movie that they had to take that one at a time, starting with the 2016 presidential election. In addition to hearing from expert witnesses, the jury listened to heart-wrenching testimony from Lee Johnson and his wife, Araceli. Araceli recalled for the jury the many sleepless nights Lee spent crying in bed when his children were not around. He tried to hide it, and I think he tried to show that he was strong, she said. He tried to be positive. He wanted to be for us and the kids. After her husband began chemotherapy, Araceli took a second job working 14-hour days to help pay the family's rising medical bills while still driving her two sons an extra 45 minutes to Napa Valley School District in hopes of providing them better educational opportunities. When Lee took the stand, he told the jury how scared and confused he was after receiving the news that he had cancer. He also described the times he contacted Monsanto to see if the skin lesions he developed were related to his use of Roundup. When he did not hear back from the company, he continued to use the herbicide. Most notably, Johnson testified he would never have used Roundup if he had known of the dangers, and accused Monsanto of concealing Roundup's safety risks to continue profiting from its billion-dollar herbicide. I never would have sprayed that product on school grounds or around people if I knew it would cause them harm, Johnson said during emotional testimony. It's unethical. It's wrong. People don't deserve that. A team of lawyers from 3 law firms represented Mr. Johnson in this trial. The Miller Firm, LLC, of Orange, Virginia, Baum, Hedlund, Augest, and Goldman, P.C., of Los Angeles, and Audit and Partners, LLP, of San Francisco. These firms represent thousands of Roundup cancer plaintiffs across the nation. The firms are nationally known and handle complex product liability cases, among others, and hold leadership positions in the federal and California state Monsanto Roundup litigation. Monsanto faces more than 4,000 Roundup cancer cases nationwide, and that number is growing. The next Roundup cancer trial against Monsanto is also a state case and is scheduled to occur in October in St. Louis, Missouri. Now that the judge in the federal multi-district litigation based in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California in San Francisco has accepted several of the plaintiffs' experts to testify, trial dates for the federal bellwether cases should be announced in the next couple of months. So there you have it, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you'd subscribe, that'd be great. If you leave me some comments, that'd be awesome. And a little side note, if you've been noticing that the videos has been every kind of 3 or 4 days sometimes, maybe rarely even 5 days, it's just because I'm super busy, pretty much working full time in the kitchen as a prep cook, so lots of knife work, choppy, slicey, and making dressings and sauces and all that kind of stuff, cookings. So, yeah, but, so I'll try and keep on pumping out the videos for you, and, thanks for sticking with me, everybody. Kemo, Sabi out. I'll see you in the next one.